Hi, my name is Priya and I'm a Senior Support Advisor at NABS. And outside of NABS, I'm also a life coach and a sound therapist. And today I'm really excited to share with you our top 5 techniques for grounding. Now, these are really simple techniques, but don't be fooled by the simplicity. And I must admit that I was at first. I thought these sound like really basic tools. Are they actually going to support me? But the more and more I did them, the more I realized how subtle yet powerful the effects can be in bringing me back to myself. And grounding can be a really useful tool at the moment because often when we're anxious, we can shift the energy away from our bodies. And this might look like overthinking, or it might look like feeling a little bit numb, or it might look like just really not having a sense of our physicality, of our physical bodies. And so grounding is about bringing us back to ourselves, giving us a sense of our presence, our connection to the world, our gravity, which can help us to feel strong and empowered and calm. So we're going to share with you our top 5 tips. And the first of those is very simple. All it needs is you and your eyes. So what this entails is, first of all, expanding our vision. So often when we're stressed, we will be very siloed in our vision. We'll be pinpoint focused on what's in front of us. And this makes sense because as we've evolved as humans, and in previous times when there'd be a threat around us, be it a wild animal or something else, we'd be super focused on that, watching where it goes, watching what's happening in order to protect ourselves. And we can get in the same habit now when we're feeling stressed. So what this entails is moving your focus from what's directly in front of you, softening your gaze, and just noticing what's in your peripheral vision. So for me, that looks like not just seeing this computer screen in front of me, but noticing that on this side of me, I can see a door, I can see a kettle. To my left, I can see a clock, a plant. And just broadening our gaze and noticing what's around us can help to make us not so focused in on the threat, but give us this real sense of calm, of being here, of being with everything that's around us. And in addition to this, that you might want to do is to then just gently let your gaze fall upon something that looks pleasant to you. And then notice and say out loud, if you can and you feel comfortable doing so, 3 things that you like about what you're looking at. So for me, for example, I might take this coaster here and it has a picture of a bee in it. I'm not sure if you can see that. And for me, I might look at the bee and think about how nature's really thriving at the moment. And I might also like the colour of the bee, almost a type of rose gold. I might look at the hexagon and enjoy its symmetry and also the nature and how clever it is in making such perfect structures. And I might also observe the tea stain and just really revel in my delight of tea. So that's an example of how it might work for you. And the second tool that we have for grounding is, again, very simple and just using your breath. So with breathing, I want to share that there are many techniques out there. There's square breathing, where you hold for 4, keep your breath held for 4, breathe out for 4, and then hold that out breath for 4. There are many others, and it's really important to find a breath that's useful for you. So there are a number of breathing apps out there, some which we've included in our signposting document, and just play around with a few and see what feels right for you. What could be really useful is to look at breaths where you've got a longer exhale, because when you've got a longer exhale than your inhale, or a longer out breath than the in breath, that activates your parasympathetic nervous system. So your nervous system has a sympathetic and a parasympathetic element. And the parasympathetic element is about calming, and it's what's there as we're sleeping or in deep rest. So longer out breaths really trigger that, which can be helpful for our calming and grounding. But play around, see what's right for you, because some breaths, when you're feeling anxious, can actually add to that a little bit. So just play around and see what's a good fit for you. The third technique for grounding is about giving yourself a big hug. Now, this is, again, very simple. It might feel a bit cheesy for you, but nothing really beats a big hug. And this is something that you can give to yourself. So it looks like just giving yourself a big squeeze for a minute or so, even a half minute, even this right now just feels great. And you might want to see what kind of touch you like. So is it a strong, big squeeze? Is it like a gentle, delicate, soothing touch? Just play around with what feels good and just take a moment to give yourself a hug, appreciate yourself. You might even want to say some affirmations. I deserve happiness. I deserve joy. Things like that, just if you want to add that cherry on top. And yes, like maybe even squeezing down to your arms as well. We can often store a lot of tension in our forearms, and then just giving ourselves a big hug. So those are 3 of the 5 techniques, all which are very simple. You can even do them sitting down. They don't take a lot of energy. And the last 2 that I want to share with you are more physical or more active ones. And the first one of these is shaking. So shaking can be really good for just letting yourself, your body release. So it can be that physical release of adrenaline or all the chemicals that might have built up over a period of stress and tension. So there are many benefits to shaking, and you can look up about them. There are arguments about how it kind of puts your organs in a really good alignment and various other things, and it's done in many traditions. And it's just very gentle shaking, and I will give you a short demo of what it looks like. So what it looks like, the shaking, is having your feet about shoulder width apart, slightly bending your knees, and then just starting to shake from your knees. So your feet are staying planted at all times, and you're just shaking from your knees up. And obviously be careful if you've got any knee problems. You know your body the best, so don't do anything that will strain you. And it's just about starting to shake. And with this, you want to notice any parts of your body that are particularly tense and are not actually involved in the shake. So typically that can be our shoulders that often carry a lot of tension. And when you notice places like this, just adding an extra shake to them so they're also involved in the movement. Noticing as well, if you're holding your breath, we can often tend to do that. And if you are, just taking a big deep breath, even letting out with a sigh as you shake, even including your head and your neck in the shake if you can. And there are a number of places that do guided shaking, and we will also share those for you in the signposting template. So the 5th grounding technique also involves standing, and this is a bit more esoteric or a bit more spiritual, so it might not be right for everyone, but give it a go if it feels right for you. So this is about connecting to the earth and to the energy of the earth. And so when we think of grounding, we also think about the ground, about nature. And nature in itself can be really grounding, as can trees. And with the shaking, it's almost like you're in that stance of almost being like a tree. So very firmly rooted to the ground, but shaking or moving with the rest of your body. And with this exercise, it's taking a few moments to just connect to the earth or to the energy of the earth, Just visualize it either beneath you or in a place that you enjoy. And then on each inhale, it's about slightly raising the back of your foot and feeling as if you're sucking up or drawing in all the earth energy. So the dense, really rich, lovely, grounding earth energy into your body. And then as you exhale, putting your heel down and releasing out anything that you no longer want, any feelings of anxiety or anything else that might be in your body. And then moving to the other foot. So raising the heel on the inhale, breathing in or sucking up that deep, dense earth energy into your body, into your bones, into all your cells, just feeling it ground you, feeling your connection to the earth. And then on the exhale, bring your foot down and letting go of anything that no longer serves you. And you can continue with these in-breaths and the out-breaths. Continue bringing in that energy and releasing. And you can carry that on for 5 minutes. Ideally, but even if it's a couple of minutes only, that's great. So, I hope you enjoyed our video. And to summarise, our 5 top tips for grounding are having your eyes, working with your eyes to explore your peripheral vision, as well as observing and saying out loud, if possible, 3 nice things about something your eye falls on. The second is about breathing and finding a breathing technique that works for you. The third was holding yourself, giving yourself a big hug. The fourth was having a little shake or release of energy. That could even look like dancing to your favorite song, anything that kind of shifts the energy. With the shaking though, you can also imagine taking all your thoughts or your anxieties and shaking them out, shaking them towards your feet or out of your body. And the fifth was around connecting to this earthy kind of essence, to this feeling of grounding in and with nature as being part of it. So we hope that gives you some tools for grounding. There are plenty more out there if you want to have a look, do a bit of research. People use various different tools and you can easily find some more if you're interested. But we hope that gives you a good few ideas to get started with. Thank you.